Hello everyone. Today we will discuss on CBSE new policy, that is regarding two board examinations of class 10 from 2026. So today we will have a discussion on this. So before entering into this discussion, we need to know about the main motto of NEP 2020. NEP 2020. Because the changes what is happening in CBSE right now is completely to align with respect to NEP 2020. So according to this, complete rote learning of the students is removed. So they are moving away from rote learning. This rote learning is removed, and this is specially focusing on concept based education, concept based and competency based questions, competency based education. Okay, competency based education. So that means where these subjects are aligned with the general life situations. So to align with this NEP 2020, CBSE started introducing competency based questions. Okay, that competency based questions it gradually increased by 10% for every academic year. Okay, it started increasing 10% for every academic year. So by the time this 24-25 academic year is done, CBSE reached up to 50%. Okay, CBSE reached up to 50% of these competency based questions. Right, that was the main motto actually. So the main thing is it reached up to 50% of the competency based question by the end of the academic year 2025. So this was simply to align with the NEP education policy, that is 2020. Now according to with this, some more things happened, that is a new draft policy, that is new policy was initially started, that is a draft policy for conduct of two board examinations of class 10 were released by CBSE board on 25th February 2025. Okay, now what happened after this? When the draft policy was released, there were a lot of points included in those. So to know the opinion of this draft policy, what the CBSE had done is this draft policy was hosted on CBSE website till 9th March to get the responses from all stakeholders like schools, teachers, parents, students, and others to general public. So they took the opinions and they formed or they revised the points what were given in those, and finally they came to one conclusion. That is nothing but the scheme of examination that is finally released by the board. Now let us see what actually is the scheme of evaluation and scheme of two board examinations. First, let us see into this part once. So when you enter into this part, now let us see what are the points that is to be focused in this. We look into the general conditions. First of all, the general conditions in the sense, what are the main points in those? First, we look into those points, general conditions. Then scheme for special category, that we will see there. How does the internal assessment go on? Will it vary or what? That we look into it. Schedule for examinations, we look into it. Eligibility criteria for appearing examinations. Syllabus and scheme of examinations. LOC submission for the examinations, how the LOC takes place. And what about the result declaration? Okay, what type of facilities are given after the result, just like evaluation, revaluation, or re-verification, all those type of things. And how about admission in class 11 after the result? So these are all the points we will look into this part individually when we enter into each and every point in a deep manner. Now let us first start with the normal condition, or that means the given general conditions. What does these general conditions actually be like? See here. Now in these general conditions, it is mandatory for all students to appear in the first board examination. So since we are talking about two board examinations, it is compulsory that the student has to appear in the first board examination. This is a compulsory one. Okay, this is the compulsory one. Next, All past and eligible students will be allowed to improve their performance in any of the three subjects. Any of the three subjects like science, mathematics, social science, and languages. Right? From these, any of the three subjects, the student is eligible. Okay. Next, if a student has not appeared in three or more subjects, then he or she will not be allowed to appear in the second examination. Right? So, student has to appear in three or more subjects in the first examination to come into the second examination. So, for the students, so what happens here? If suppose the student has not appeared in three or more subjects, in that case he will not be allowed in second examination and he will be placed in essential repeater category. Okay, when the student is not done with not appeared in three or more subjects, then he will be in the first examination. That is, when he is not appeared in three or more subjects in the first examination, then he or she will be placed in essential repeater category, and they can take the exam only next year in main examinations in month of February. Okay, so to appear in second examination, compulsory the student has to appear in three or more examinations or three or more subjects in the first examination. This is compulsory. Next, for the students whose result in the first examination is compartment, okay, such students will be allowed to appear in second examination under compartment category. Okay, next point. Additional subjects will not be permitted after passing class 10. So after passing class 10, additional subjects will not be allowed or will not be permitted. Students will not be allowed in standalone subjects. Okay, so these were the general conditions regarding the examinations. Now let us look into the next point. Scheme of special category. So what about the special category students? That means when you talk about the special category students, here in this case, if you see the points for those, sports students will be allowed to appear in second examinations in the subjects whose examinations have coincided with their sports event. Okay, suppose in the first examination, certain exams of some sports students are coinciding with the sports events, then those subjects they will be permitted to attempt in the second examinations. Right, this is this point. Next, winter bound schools students may choose to appear either in first examination or second examinations in offered subjects. So winter bound schools they have this facility. Okay, they can choose to appear either in first examination or second examinations in offered subjects. Right, the facilities extended to CWSN candidates will be extended in second examination also. These facilities, how they were actually usually for the case of first examination, they will be even extended to the second examination also. Right, this was about the scheme of special category. Right, so now let us move on to the third one. Conduct of internal assessment. So what about internal assessment? When we talk about internal assessment, how does it take place? Right. So when you talk about the internal assessment part, internal assessment will be conducted only once before the main examinations. So it is clear now. Internal assessment will be conducted only once before the main examination. Only once it will be done. Right. Next. What about schedule of examination? Main or first examination will begin from mid-February as conducted now. As usual, first examinations will begin from mid-February. Then second examination will be conducted in the month of May. Right? So first examinations will begin as usual from mid-February and second examinations will be conducted in the month of May. So this was about schedule of the examination. Now let us move to the next point. Eligibility criteria for appearing in the examination. Now this is the one which is very much important. So what will be the eligibility for first examination and what will be the eligibility for the second examination? So for the first examination, First exam will be main examination. Eligibility to appear in the first examination will be in the first examination. Fresh students of class 10th. Okay. Second chance compartment. Essential repeat for the of previous year. Improvement examination. So these all categories of students will be allowed to write the first main examination. So when they come to the second examination, improvement category up to 3 main subjects, right? So that means after writing the first examination, when the student goes for the improvement, that is for the second examination, there are 3 subjects, 3 main subjects you can take. Such type of students are allowed. And first and third chance compartment, right? These students will come in this, and also compartment plus improvement students also will come in this. And fourth category, that is improvement for students passed by replacement of the subject. Even these type of students also will come, and this is the eligibility to appear in second examination, and here is the eligibility to appear in the first examination. So these are the eligibilities given for us by the CBSE board. Now let us see the next one. Syllabus and scheme of examinations. How and what will be the syllabus? That is for the scheme syllabus for the syllabus and scheme of examinations. Both the examinations will be conducted on the full syllabus meant for the year. It will be for the full syllabus, no change in the syllabus part. So as released by the board for 24-25, the same how it will be released, how it is released by the board for 25-26, the same will be there. The scheme of studies and scheme of examination will remain the same. So no change in the syllabus or in the scheme. Both remains the same. No change at all in those. Now let us move to the next one. LOC, submission for the examinations. What about LOC now? Now this is one of the important point. Filling of LOC, and appearing in the main first examination. Filling of LOC, see this one, and appearing in the main or first examination will be compulsory. This is compulsory, no doubt in that, right? LOC for the second examination will be filled in separately. So for this, the LOC, this is the change. That was initially the draft, it was a different scenario. Now, by taking the opinions of all other people, now this is changed. LOC for the second examination will be filled in separately. However, the main point to note is no new names will be added to the LOC of second examination. No new names will be added. Okay, this is very much important point. LOC for the second examination will be filled in separately. However, no new names will be added to the LOC of second examination. So no new names will be added here. That means we in the first stage itself we have to give the conclusion whether they will be taking for the second examination or not. Right. Next, subject change. Subject change will not be allowed from first examination to the second examinations except permitted as per policy. Okay, subject change will not be allowed from first examination to second examinations except permitted as per policy. Just like for the case of sports students and all those, as per the policy, only there will be some changes, or else subject change will not be allowed from first to the second examination. This is very much important. These are the 3 points which are very much important here regarding LOC, list of candidates. Next one. What about result declaration? Now, here also there are few points we have to focus on. Result of all the students will be declared as per examination bylaws. Result of first examination will be declared in the month of April. So first examination will be declared in the month of April. Result of second examination will be declared in the month of June. Okay. Next, now comes the important point. Performance of main examinations will be made available in JEEWallah. That means first examination results, the performance of that will be available in JEEWallah. This could be used for the admission to class 11 if the student does not wish to appear in second examinations from improvement. So if a student don't want to write second examination, then by the performance of that student, in the main examination which is available in DigiLocker, he can take the admission in class 11. But what about the certificates? Passing documents will be issued to all the students after the results of second examination. After the results of second examination only, passing documents will be issued. That means performance of the main examinations will be available in DigiLocker. Right. Based on that, if a student don't want to write the improvement of the second examination, directly he can take the admission in class 11. Okay. The final documents or the passing documents will be issued to all the students after the results of second examination. Okay. And see this one. Even the last point also the same. Merit certificate will also be issued only after second examination. Even the merit certificate, passing documents, whatever they are, everything comes out. The copies will come out after the second examination only. Performance of the main examination will be available only in the DigiLocker. This is one of the important point. So here are the changes that were done based on the draft policy opinions taken by the stakeholders. Right. Let us go for the next point. Post result facilities. What about the post result facilities? Facilities of the photocopy. Facilities of the photocopy, verification and revaluation will be available only after the declaration of results of second examination or for both the examinations. So that means main and second examination. So for main and second examination, after the completion of second examination results only, you will be having the photocopy or verification and revaluation. Okay, this is one of the point to be noted. Next, admission in class 11. This is one of the point that is interesting one. Students not qualified in the main examination. Students not qualified in the main examination will be allowed provisional admission in class 11. This is one of the important point. Students not qualified in the main examination will be allowed provisional admission in class 11, and based on the result of the second examination, their admission will be confirmed. Okay. So based on the, if the student has not qualified in the main examination, then also a provisional admission will be given for that student in class 11. But based on the result of second examination only, that admission will be confirmed. Okay. So this is about admission in the class 11. So these are the main points. Those are released by CBSE board in the new policy of two board examinations of class 10th. Right. I hope you got all these points here. Thank you.